Hello and welcome to a Friday Business News Report. It's now time to bring you our feature on the show today, as deposit money banks in Nigeria have issued a deadline of December the 31st, 2021 for the acceptance of old 20 and 50 pound sterling notes to enable proper conclusion of the cash evacuation. Now, a year's notice has been provided to customers and the global banking community. Now, in view of this, Fidelity Bank, alongside other deposit money banks in the country, have issued a deadline of the 31st of December this year for the acceptance of the stated denominations from the public to enable proper conclusion of the cash evacuation. Bank customers are also advised to use or deposit their paper. They're looking at the Great British pound sterling notes into their accounts, domiciliary accounts, by December the 31st to avoid a loss in the value of their money. Joining me now to discuss this and much more virtually, I have Mukhtar Mohammed, the Chief Executive Officer of Finance with Mukhtar. Good to have you on the breakfast show this morning.
Good morning, David.
The pound sterling there gave me a little bit of a tongue twister there, but they're approximately now about 9 billion worth of 20 pound sterling notes, and then 15 billion pound sterling notes worth of the 50 pound sterling paper still in circulation, as they are expected to be returned to the Bank of England. These are being replaced now with new polymer 20 pound sterling notes featuring GMW Turner, and the polymer 50 pound sterling notes also featuring Alan Turing. After the 31st of September 2022, the new polymer notes will be the only ones with legal tender status. How do you see this cash evacuation take shape here in Nigeria, and then also looking at Britain with a deadline of next year where the old notes will no longer become a legal tender?
Well, David, it's just because we have dollarized our economy, and then the world is a global village. Then whatever happens in any part of the world affects us. Any part of the world also affects every part of the world. So, and the pound sterling is like a global currency. And you know, Nigerians, we have a lot of Nigerians in diaspora that are staying in the UK. So we need to be concerned and take those proactive measures. My only challenge is why is the government, the CBN, or through the CBN, through the regulatory bank, or through the bankers committee, or is it just the banks that are making sure that we do this by September and December 31st instead of, because it's something that have to end sometime in September 2022. So, but the good thing about it is it's something that is doable, especially with the FX rate situation in Nigeria. I don't think we have so much of pound sterling in people's hand. And remember that Nigerian economy is not so much about the pound because of the terms of trade deals we have with the British. We do more of the dollar currency more than the pounds, and most of the pounds that comes into Nigeria are also for household, and these pounds don't come directly through cash handling. They come to cash transfer, so it will be more of a problem. It may be for those Nigerians that are in the UK. Maybe some of them will have to come back or find a way to transfer their money back to their UK account to change, because some of them maintain their account in pound sterling here in Nigeria, and they may not be coming back anytime soon.
And now, in recent years as well, we've seen the change in face of the British currency banknotes now from the paper now to the polymer, because this makes them a little more difficult to counterfeit and also means that they're more durable. These are necessary changes, according to some, to meet the needs of the time, wouldn't you say? But for Nigeria now, we've had a similar move years after spending millions of naira on campaigns and migration of the nation's currency from paper prints to polymer notes. And remember now, back in 2013, the CBN announced that it was ready to stop the printing of small denomination naira notes in polymer. That was way back in 2013. But do you see a further change in the currency evaluation of the naira as well?
I don't think so. I think the CBN is more concerned with what is happening globally, which is digitalization of our currency. And that is what I think all of them are working toward, because we are going to move towards a cashless society. And that is what the CBN is more concerned about now. And so that also will help in terms. I think maybe that's the reason why they didn't go ahead with printing more denominational notes, because we are looking at cashless policy. That is what what the world is trying to be. And remember that that's why the CBN also is trying to do financial improvement with the launch of the e-Naira also. So I don't think it's something that the CBN want to do now, but I think what they are planning to do at the moment is just to make sure that they digitalize our currency, they make it digital, that they try to make sure that the cashless policy is up and running. For me, that is their major concern at the moment. After that, when it comes to polarization, when it comes to printing of Naira, you need to look at the cost that is involved in it. And these are the costs that the CBN is trying to reduce, and that is why they are saying that, look, let's begin to put cashless, giving incentive. And also, if you go to our banks these days, when you go with card, it's a penalty for payment of card because CBN is looking to us going to a cashless policy. I think it's not something they are looking at the moment. I think they are more interested in how can we digitalize our currency and how can we make Nigeria inclusive in currency via the cashless policy.
Let's now look at the currency market as we are wrapping up our conversation now. How the Naira is trading, the US dollar is also performing, as well as the pounds, as well as euros as well. How do you see this playing out in the market? This is a fresh start, but for the equity market, it's been quite a slow start, looking at the fact that there's a little bit of profit taking, and investors are still expecting the market to bounce back into the green territory for the bulls to take over, looking at the Q3 earning reports we've had so far. But within the money market, what's the latest playing out?
Well, it's still the same. Inflation figures are determining all what happens in the market, especially the currency market and also the equity market, also the money market. We are seeing rates not going up. We still rates at all-time low still at the moment, because even the liquidity in terms of the bank liquidity ratio to borrowing from CBN has come down to almost 30-something%. So we are not seeing this high rate again in terms of money market instrument. But for the equity market, we've seen that like you said, the report profit taking have stepped in, and so we are beginning to see a lot of reshuffling of portfolio. And we'll continue to see that going towards the earnings season, where we begin to see people shift to, especially countries that will be paying good dividends. So that will continue to play out. And whether the market will be bullish is not something that one can determine, because what really drives the market towards a bullish tone for a very long time is the foreign investors, foreign portfolio investors. But as it stands now, because of the volatility in our forex rate, we are not seeing much of them come. So that's why when you see the market goes in, runs of a bullish run for about 3 weeks or 1 month, then you see it coming down to run a bearish run for up to 6 weeks, because local investors are generally the one playing the market, and some of them are institutional investors are not so much there that's trying to hold on for the long term. So what people that hold the equity for some time is the retail investors, and these retail investors also, they are into profit taking, because they also concerned about the exchange rate volatility also. So for now, I think basically both the fixed income market, the money market, the equity market, the currency market are all determined by how much inflow in terms of the greenback. I mean, when I talk about the greenback, I talk about the US dollars. It's been attracted into our economy. As long as we don't attract that, we continue to see the ups and downs in terms of every financial instrument that is playing in the Nigerian financial space, or in the Nigerian market, or the money market for the time being. And you can see that the trend is beginning to trade. You're seeing a lot of banks also going into management of mutual fund, dollar mutual fund. This is all the means of attracting supply into the system. Of by and large, the long-term effect is to begin to develop products that will in turn help stabilize the currency.
Thank you very much for your time on the Breakfast Show this morning, Mukhtar Mohammed. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
A pleasure always, David. Thank you.